Hello everyone. If you want to improve your relationship, learn relationship hack or listen to entertaining and educating relationship stories, please subscribe, like, and share. Share your own story in the comments section below. Thank you. Comment what do you think about this situation. Update. Mom cheating on dad. He knows now. Picking up from here just in case you haven't seen. My dad asked me to help gather as much proof from my mom's phone as possible. I feel like she would have already deleted a lot of the messages. Does anyone have any suggestions on how I should gather proof? I rarely have access to her phone. And if I do, it's for less than 5 minutes. Thank you again. All the advice that y'all gave helped keep me sane. Hi. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I practice family law. So I just wanted to say that your dad should really consult with a lawyer wherever you are to determine how best to get evidence of the affair. Your jurisdiction plays a huge part in determining what can be used. For instance, not every state allows recordings that only one party knows are being made to be used in court, so recording your mom may not be enough. In the US, many attorneys will do free consultations. And an attorney would know the evidence requirements where you live. 1. Deleting on her phone does not delete on the provider servers. 2. If your dad pays the bill, he can request text messages, etc. from her number over the past X months. 3. Consult with a lawyer regarding the installation of monitoring SW on her phone if 2. Yes. 4. He can, and should, also start checking the home computer the same way. 5. If she is using a work phone, that's a whole nother can of worms. Not true. My provider made it clear that content of messages I could not see without a court order even though the account was in my name. That's the first I've ever heard of a provider not giving you messages on a phone for which you pay. Opt. Consult a lawyer regarding this. Opt. Also ask the lawyer regarding state laws again. This phone has to be in your father's name on the provider installing remote monitoring SW on your mom's phone. Nah. That's actually correct. I asked for my messages once from my phone provider and they told me to bring a court order. I am so glad you told him. Nobody deserves to be cheated on. It's the vilest, more horrific thing one can do to a loved one. People have killed themselves over this. Be there for your dad. Support him. I have a scorched earth, Mission Impossible type idea. But it will absolutely burn you with mom. You don't need 5 minutes. You need 15 seconds. You see an opening. Grab it. See if there are compromising messages and photos. There are? Get out of the house. Run. She will be calling you from your landline hysterically. Ignore her. Take snapshots and email them to dad. Call him and tell him. Make sure mom doesn't have his phone code or email password to delete them. Take the day off and brace yourself mentally. She will be fuming when you get back home with her phone. Call and make sure dad is there to protect you when you do so. This is not something you can "oh sorry I took yours by accident" your way out of. So tempted too. Hey all. Thank you for all the suggestions. I will try out the ones that are suitable. Have a nice day ahead of you. Oh. Honey. Please stay out of the middle of this. Your dad needs to be the one dealing with all this. Not you. This will be the trickiest one. Have your father pay for and download a data recovery software and when she sleep or in the shower take her phone and run the program. Depending on the program it will recover all deleted messages and photos from the phone. Voice activated recorder in her car. Op did mention you too caught to keep the element of surprise intact till all is ready. It helps to know what moms fear like self-image etc. Seek legal advice to know what options available. Normally they'll have a list pie to choose from is costly but effective. You did mention mom is the breadwinner, so beside paying the bill is dad name in the mobile plan. If yes he can request for the transcript, if not no. If possible try to install a spyware keylogger. I think beside having GPS in her car var2 in the usual place at home where she usually have her call etc. hidden cam also helps. Bank record is a good place to start looking for any unusual spending. Good luck. Does your mom and dad share a phone plan? If they do, your dad can request phone records. Messages may be erased, but you will be able to access the numbers called with dates, times, frequency and length of calls. Does your mom know that you know and that your dad knows about the affair? If she doesn't, do not tell her. You might also want to consider hiring a PI to get solid evidence, video, photos etc. I read this somewhere on this sub, I think it's for Verizon. You can go online, Sign into the account and read messages. Other than that, there are phone spy apps you can download on the phone that secretly run in the background. And you can then view it from that app's website from your computer. I'm just not sure about the legality of this, depends whose name the account is on. All you have to do is download the app, not sure how long that takes. Here's an idea: if you don't have access to her phone, gift her a new phone with this app pre-installed. Also, depending on the legalities of your state, you can put a tracker on her car. You can buy these on Amazon. Just make sure to hide it really well out of plain sight. Hey up! Best bet is to do some research as to what's lawfully admissible in your state. Then do some research on data recovery programs and how those work. But as for legally, I'd figure out if your state is an at-fault state or not as well. I don't know how people are raising an issue with this. Why wouldn't the father ask his child that found out for help? This is a family matter. It's not like Hess lying to his child or trying to turn them against the mother like I see so many women do to fathers. This is something that affects them both already. It's like the people in this sub view children like soulless pets with no will of their own. And like they are incapable of understanding anything going on with adults. Like they are perpetual infants. Heck, that is what a lot of Western society is like. They are free to choose to support one parent or the other as they wish. Because they are human beings with their own will. If one of my parents did another wrong to the other, I would not hesitate to help the one who was wronged. The only person doing wrong here is the cheater. The one of the most important things to do here is for you and your father to not let on that you know before you get solid proof. I don't know father's level of technical savviness. So matters involving digital media and hardware may solely rely on you to get the truth. I do agree with ones who say you should check your state laws on the acquisition of data and recording. Once that is known, there are plenty of ways of moving forward. I cannot believe no one is realizing how peeped up it is for your dad to ask you to help him getting the evidence and involving his own child in his own mess even more. What's wrong with people? Yeah. I came in here to tell Op to stay out of the middle of this mess as it's not their responsibility, and was kind of shocked to find that I was seemingly the only one with that idea. So Op, please stay out of the middle of this as it isn't your responsibility. I agree. It's terrible, yes, and no one wants to deal with cheating, but why put you in the middle? That's not fair to you. Let your dad deal with it. You can follow her when she meets the guy. Takes pictures/video. You have done the respectful and responsible thing. You made your dad aware of what you know. From here on out, I would not be a party to any of this. Tell your dad that you love him. But this is between him and your mom now. You don't have to like any of this, but when the dust settles, she is still going to be your mom. Also keep in mind if your local government allows single-party consent to recordings. I obtained records of text from my ex, but the damning piece of evidence was the confrontation of the affair I recorded. I had a script written on my phone of everything I wanted to say, but before I pulled it up I began a recording of the whole conversation. Long story short, she denied it at first until I told her I had proof and gave her small amounts of info I had about the affair, never revealing my whole hand. This led to her breaking down and spilling the beans on everything I had and more, including the fact that she never loved me and questioning if she would even care if our kids died, as she would be sad. This gave me a lot of leverage to make the divorce go quickly so I could properly start the healing process.